Hello everyone, it's Xano here, and today we're going to be going over My Hero Academia Chapter 310 spoilers. So yeah, with that, hit that shit. So the title for this chapter is going to be Mentor and Pupil. Now this can relate to two things, either Deku and All Might, or we do have a lot of talk between Deku and the Vestiges. So maybe it's saying that Deku's their pupil as well. It can be taken those two different ways really. And the chapter started showing it was nighttime and raining. A woman with mutant-type quirk got attacked by the citizens because they thought she was a villain. The woman tried to explain, but the citizens insisted that she was just pretending to be a civilian. Now here we see something that was also explored in the, I think it was Heroes Rising movie, Two Heroes. Is it Two Heroes? Yeah, Two Heroes. My Hero Academia, Two Heroes. With Nine and his gang of villains and how they were mistreated just because of how they looked and their quirks. And this is also explored in the League of Villains as well, with people like Toga. Toga was basically an outcast due to a quirk and the nature of it, and her having to drink human blood. So yeah, this is kind of exploring that part of this hero society that judges people and if they're gonna turn out a villain or not based on their quirk, even though they're all good-natured people, and some people are just pushed to become villains because of the way that they were treated because of their specific quirk. We also see this in Shinjo too. So we have a lot of instances of people getting biased based off the quirks and how they look. Deku came to the rescue and told the citizens to calm down. The citizens said that it was because she walked alone at night, implying it's her fault. So yeah, even though it's kind of their fault for applying, they're trying to push the blame on someone else, which is human nature. So hey, what can you do? What can you do? The woman explained that she was heading to the shelter. She didn't evacuate the first time because she thought if she just hid at home, everything would calm down eventually, but it got worse when she went out and she got attacked. All Might arrived with his fancy car to catch up with Deku, and Deku told All Might to help the woman get to the shelter. One of the hero schools, so basically one of the hero schools in Japan, all the hero schools are being made into shelters for civilians to go to and be protected because these streets are being overrun with villains, top tier villains, just lowly villains, just a bunch of villains in general. And also he pulls up in a fancy car. Right now I'm imagining he's pulling up in a kitted out Batmobile, which is probably not what's happening, but hey, a man can dream. It'd be hilarious. But yeah, so All Might pulls up in his fancy car, watch him just pull up in a Lambo. That'd be hilarious. Korokoshi could do some shit with that. Okay. All Might stopped Deku and handed him a bento box. He said that it was a tonkatsu in it, so it might cheer Deku up. Deku said thank you, and All Might told him to eat it before it goes bad. I believe in the first data book for My Hero, and also in one of the first episodes of a new season, where they were talking about the characters, it was revealed that tonkatsu is Deku's favorite food, I believe. So this is just a nice gesture to anime original stuff and also data book stuff, and all Might just being nice and knowing what her student liked. So yeah, the scene changed into one for all Vestiges, where the fifth said it feels like the time went backwards. Deku also explained that they still haven't got enough info on League of Villains' whereabouts, and there are not enough people to handle the jailbreaker. Deku said All For One and Shigaraki were so strong that even Endeavor, Aizawa, and other heroes working together were not enough to stop them. So if he couldn't pull out the full power of One For All, he wouldn't be able to stop them as well. So, I mean, yeah, if he pulled out the full power of 1-for-all, I believe that he could probably stop him, especially if he, doesn't break his bones at this when he's like using 1-for-all full power, because he was slashing Shigaraki during the war with breaking his bones and just shit. So, yeah, and we also see here that his advancement with vestiges have come a long way. It's almost, you can compare it to Naruto with Kurama and how he could just talk to Kurama whenever. It seems like Deku could just talk to the vestiges whenever now, which is cool. I mean, hey, we get interactions. He also has like 6 people he can talk to whenever he wants. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Deku flashback to the vestiges scene before Deku was awake at the hospital. First user said to the second and third user, "Please cooperate in order to release the full power of 1-for-all, my hero." Upon hearing that, everyone in the room went silent, and they had an awkward silence until the fifth yelled at Deku to use this chance to learn about the force and 6 quirks. Once Deku and other predecessors are busy with quick explanation, the third, while still facing the wall, said to the first that he was born and lived at a really bad period where All For One was at his prime, and in order to stop All For One, his colleagues, the second user, had to take the lead and fight. The third said that the first name, Yoshi, so we're getting the first names here. The first user's name, or Yoshi, yeah, the first username, or All For One's brother, should know about that. The fact that they had sacrificed so many lives. Hold on, sorry. In order to stop All For One, his colleagues, the second, third year, had to take the lead. Okay. In order to stop sacrifice so many lives in order to stop Yoshi's older brother. The second answered Yoshi if he thinks that Deku will be able to end everything, and Yoshi answered with it's true that 1-for-all's origin is being a power that won't bow down to All For One, but it's because you reached your hand out to me. 1-for-all's journey started as they showed the panel of Yoshi taking the second's hand. The next panel showed Deku and the predecessors with the second saying, "Listen up, kid, we're going to speed things up from here," which could be a pun of Deku's new quirk. I mean, if he gets a new speed quirk, that'd be interesting. Deku said yes as he bit on his Tankatsu. End of chapter. We also, I didn't mention this while reading, but we also do get to see the second and third user's face, which I'm not gonna show the manga panels here because I would probably get copyrighted, and I don't feel like getting copyrighted. So, yeah. But yeah, if I show the manga panels, I would get copyrighted. But the second user, the one that we believe would to be Bakugo, we do not have a confirmed name for him yet, and he does still look like Bakugo. The only he had a couple aesthetic differences, like his hair kind of going in a separate way, but really not that many that would just completely rule him out as Bakugo. If anything, it kind of just looks like a more mature version of Bakugo, and he also has a scar across his face. So Bakugo does not have a scar across his face like that, but if he does get it, in a fight or something, then we basically have confirmation that he is the second user. But if he doesn't get that quirk, then, if he doesn't get that scar, then it's going to be okay, well, so right now it's kind of I'm still leaning towards it's Bakugo because we still don't have a name or a quirk or anything for the second user, and I believe the speeding up quirk is probably going to be a third user. So yeah, I'm still leaning to the second user being Bakugo in that theory. So yeah, we also got to see the third user's face too, which honestly I don't know why Horikoshi was having him hidden, because there's really no significance to hiding the third user's face unless there's something up with him, because he doesn't really look like a character we know at all or related to anyone. And the only thing that's slightly interesting is if it's a speeding up quirk, then possibly it could be part of the Tenuous family, which would mean that he Deku gets engines or something, which would be interesting. But if it's not that, then I have no idea why Horikoshi would just do that. So yeah, but I'm still leaning on Bakugo being the second user because he still looks completely like Bakugo, just with scar across his face. So yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, like, subscribe, or not, you have free will. And yeah, is the anime signing off.